Can you describe a typical day on one of the trips?
So a typical day would look like we wake up in the morning in Managua, the capital city, and have breakfast, do some group reflection, see how everyone is doing for the day, and then we would go into like a little mini lecture of economics, talk about free trade, fair trade, or history, or something like that. And then we would go on a little field trip to just kind of see what we had talked about. So if we had an economics talk in the morning, we might go to see, to compare a market versus a mall, and talk about free trade versus fair trade.
It's hard to describe a typical day in the Urban Policy Brunch because it was actually so well organized that we visited 15 organizations in 4 days, which were all concentrated in the downtown, Old Town area. So seeing issues that are very, very relevant to our community was very important. A typical day would start by waking up circa 7:30, 8 o'clock on the floor, the cement floor of the downtown chapel, because the plans are all about voluntary simplicity and community.
He's just so happy. He's like, we finished the floor. I'm like, yeah, we finished the floor. Thank God, I don't want to do this another day. And he just goes, thank you. We finished my floor. My daughters can have her birthday party now. And he had already told me that his daughter's birthday was coming up, and they're so excited to have a house so that they can have the birthday party there. We're not here just to build a house, just to put in the floor. We're there to build a home. And that was my kind of moment to realize I'm here for this.
These things like the Civil Rights Trip are not just about studying the history of the movement. It's also about being able to see these problems, these issues of inequality, and see how people have responded to them so brilliantly and so emphatically, and take that inspiration and turn it into your own personal life. Show how you are going to make the change for social good in the world.
We really have to get creative in our fundraising on campus. We can't just keep hitting up students every week with bake sales, and that's often what happens. The Nicaragua Plunge starts preparation, I think, in October we started, and we meet weekly to prepare, talk about the country, learn a little bit about policy before we go there, and then we also have to do fundraising the whole time. I think we needed to raise almost $40,000, and we were able to do it, but it obviously is a huge challenge. So
everything you give, you get so much back. You get the sense of community, this learning experience, and this understanding of those around you, that you made someone's life just a little bit better by giving up 1 week in a life that has thousands of weeks.
And it takes a lot of preparation, but I also think it's a very formative process, especially for the leaders, because being in charge of managing a $20,000 or $40,000 budget, being in charge of organizing fundraising, delegating, planning an entire itinerary, it's a very, very good experience. It prepares you for the future, and it also gives you a lot of skills and tools that you can reorient and re-navigate.
As Pat mentioned, my name is Charles Lewis. I graduated in 1994 with a degree in political science. Today I've been asked to talk briefly about my own public service activities and how the University of Portland helped nurture and guide me towards a life dedicated towards public service. I immediately started getting involved in service projects ranging from the Urban Plunge, painting houses for Christmas in April, serving on the ASUP Senate, the Campus Programming Board, and even clearing blackberry bushes from the pea on the bluff. The Office of Volunteer Services was critical in encouraging me and my classmates to start experiencing the power of volunteerism and public service. When it came time to graduate, I joined the Peace Corps and spent the next 2.5 years as a water and sanitation technician in the Congo. When I completed my service, I applied for graduate school and was awarded a Fulbright scholarship to Harvard University as one of Harvard's first public service fellows. While studying at Harvard, I kept hearing about the drastic budget cuts that destroyed music education programs in public schools. These cuts meant that low-income and middle-income kids were being denied an equal education and weren't being allowed to enjoy the benefits of a music-based education in particular. As someone who grew up in stark poverty myself, this was a basic question of fairness and equality and was something I had to address myself. When I graduated, instead of cashing in on my degree, I flew back home, slept on a friend's couch for over a year, went without any salary whatsoever, and started up a nonprofit called Ethos Music Center on my credit card. Knowing that the University of Portland was so dedicated to public service, the first thing I did was reconnect with the school. The university offered us as many classrooms as we needed, and 3 undergraduate students volunteered to be our first music instructors. 12 years later, Ethos is the largest music school in Oregon with over 2,600 students every year. Your journey as a public servant will rarely, if ever, be fully lit with a flashlight, a street light, or even a full moon. What you will have, however, are flashes of inspiration you can use to direct your efforts, to serve humanity, and to do God's work here on earth. Flashes of inspiration such as the urban plunge, the rural plunge, the Native Alaskan plunge, the African plunge, probably be one of my favorites, the civil rights immersion, among many others that the Moreau Center offers, can help guide and prepare you on your own way as a public servant. The path is long, can be dangerous, and full of muck, but in the end, you'll come out of the jungle with a great story and a life filled with purpose.
I've sat on student government now for 4 years, and every year we allocate the student government fee to various clubs and organizations on campus, and we really strive to provide funds for clubs and organizations that are really enriching the mission of the university, and it's clear that the Moreau Center is doing so, but it's also very difficult for us to justify obviously putting all of our money towards the Moreau Center when we have almost 72 clubs on campus.
We do this work alone. We do this work in partnership with many organizations, and for those organizations I'm deeply grateful, and we share in that commitment and that passion to help students develop compassion, develop a deep commitment to serving others and to looking for the common good, whether they go into starting a nonprofit, or they go into social work, or they go into the business world, or nursing, or other professions. It's about developing an ethic, and I think it's pretty exciting that all these folks here have come in support of that.